It's time for another conversation between me, your host Keegs, and Hope City. Alright, a new church plant helping persons to find their hope in Christ regardless of what they face. Come as you are, no perfect people allowed. And of course, just as we're here each and every week, I've got the man of the moment here with me, Pastor G of Hope City, and he's going to be taking us through our topic today. So over the past few weeks, we have dealt with fear, which was pretty relevant for us, especially as we're in this time here now with COVID-19, and we dealt with the different aspects of fear. So it's refreshing in a sense, all right, to deal with this topic today. It's something that I put a lot of precedence on in my own life, and I hope that others will as well, as we continue through the COVID-19 period and we have all the talk with essential services and all of that. This is very much an essential attitude, and that is gratitude. All right, so Pastor J, take us into the song.
Yeah, Gigs. Just like you said, it's an essential attitude. You know, as I was reflecting on the whole idea of the fear and all that we were talking about, you know, all relevant stuff that people facing. I know we spoke about trusting God. We spoke about why we could still have hope. And, you know, just with celebrating Mother's Day yesterday, I thought about it, like, you know, for so many at least could have shown gratitude for the mother that they've had. Maybe even some were hurting over this circumstance. Maybe they lost their mother, but still could have reflected and, you know, still be grateful for the time that they had, lessons learned. Yeah, you know, still had lessons learned, you know, those seasons where your mother helped you through and stuff. And so, you know, I thought about it like, okay, so we have all the reasons why we still hold on to hope and all that, but what was one of the practical ways that we could really exercise that hope, etc. And I thought about that, you know, it's something that we're supposed to be practicing, and that is really just remembering the good that we still have in our lives, you know, and just practicing and having that attitude of gratitude. And I think the challenge with this, Keys, is that gratitude we know is so essential in this season, but the reality is it is harder to keep that attitude right now, because in this season we have more things against us working against taking away some of our freedom, some of the normal way. So like you have so much more negative outcomes right now. It's more difficult. However, because it's more difficult time, it's why we need it more, you know?
Well, I mean, like you say, right now we have a lot more things coming at us, so it's easier to see the grey clouds, you know, rather than to see the things that we do have. But again, us just being human, that's perfectly reasonable in this time, right? Is it realistic to, with everything coming down? I know we dealt with fear and all the concerns and worries that we may have, the uncertainty about the future, the uncertainty about the present in some cases, right? Is it really reasonable to expect us, or can we even expect us to really be grateful in this period of time?
I would say this way, kids, it's not a matter if we can be grateful or if we should be grateful. I would say we must be grateful. There's no way we are going to come through this pandemic without setting our hearts and our minds in a place of still being grateful for what we do have. I believe if we do lose sight, I mean, if we only think, I mean, all around us, we hearing the news, the terrible news of the effects of COVID, not just the health, etc., not just our loved ones or the threat to our loved ones, you know, to the elderly, and so. But we're seeing and hearing the effects of COVID all on the economy, etc. And so, to me, it's a must that we have to actually discipline ourselves to really look past this COVID, because as long as this quarantine has felt like, as long as it will last, and even this whole COVID-19, it is still temporary. And we still have so much to still live for and to be grateful for. So, you know, for me, a lot of people say, well, we all in the same boat, but I don't agree with that. I believe we're in the same storm.
Okay.
So there are some people in a nice boat where their jobs closed down, but they still got to work from home, right? As opposed to the man who just got sent home, and there's no income, right?
You know, in our boat at all. Right? You have a life jacket.
You have a life jacket, maybe. Or he's just a good swimmer right now, right? But the fact is, we're in the same storm, we're not in the same boat. And so I know that there is suffering. I'm not denying that. I mean, every week we handing out hampers, snacks for children who don't have. You know, we doing this out there. We seeing it. So we are well aware about it. And so that's why for me it's, you know, as a pastor, you wanna be able to influence and encourage people to do the right thing. Sometimes you don't have that luxury. Sometimes it's about saying, listen, I know what you're experiencing and I know what you're feeling. We experiencing the same, but God says something different. And so my challenge today is not if we could, or is what we must do. And I'll bring your attention to, there's a scripture that plenty people hear, especially if you've been in church, 1 Thessalonians 5, verses 16 to 18. It says, rejoice always. Verse 17, pray without ceasing. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. In everything give thanks. So for me, Keys, I am encouraging everyone listening out there, in everything, in the highs and the lows, in the abundance or in the need, in the lack, wherever you find yourself, give thanks. This is the will of God for us, you know, because I will just reference last couple of weeks what we talked about. Our hope is not in this world, but is in Christ for eternity. So with that known, that as the foundation, give thanks. Even if you don't have the job, don't have the food, give thanks that you still know God, that you still can call upon Him. And listen, in everything, in every circumstance, give thanks. So I'm not pretending this is easy, but my job is to really bring that truth and hopefully support you enough to do what God requires. And so this time, I really just pray that people will not lose sight. And in the midst of whatever they face, they will have the faith, they can see and have a grateful heart that they could even say, God is still good in my life. And that's really my hope with that.
I just want you to touch on something real quick for me, you know, just to be real again with the situation. You know, we talk about, we're not all in the same boat, we're in the same storm, right? And for some people, they might interpret what we talk about being grateful to mean that you can't be down, you know, you can't be sad in this period of time, that it's expected of you to just continuously be positive.
Right. I guess.
And just touching it a little bit, how the two could still exist in the same space, you know, being grateful and as a human being, you know, being overcome in that period of time and still feeling the stress and the worry and all of that.
That's a powerful distinction, Keys. When I say be grateful, I'm not saying pretend everything good, wear a fake smile. If you don't have food to eat, reach out to Hope City, reach out to anybody and ask for help. This is a time not for pride, etc. But don't take my message of saying be grateful to feel like you have to endure it on your own. You know what I mean? So I do believe exactly what you said. The two can exist. I can still be grateful I have life. If I have life, remember we say where there's life, there's hope. So if I have life, even though I don't have the food, I have life, I could go and ask. There's still the opportunity for my need to be met. You catch what I'm saying? So like, I'm not saying deny what you're experiencing. That's why I try to talk as much about the suffering out there, because we know it's real. I'm telling you, get help and so, but there is still things that we could be grateful for. Look at it, I mean, our country starting to roll out a plan to come out of quarantine. I'm real grateful for that. It means that people will start to get opportunities again, but also in comparison to a lot of the world, God's been good to Trinidad. You know what I mean? Overall, So we still seeing our progress, etc. But to your point, Keeks, yeah, most definitely we're not asking you to keep a smile on your face and just pretend like everything is good. But there is an internal peace and joy when you adopt that attitude, to be grateful in spite of. So you might still be trying to navigate the needs and the suffering, whatever you're experiencing. But there's a peace and there's still a calm that only God brings. And I believe that is rooted in a grateful heart.
Yeah. Definitely following you there. Definitely agree with you there, folks. So you see, even in this time where things might be hard, just don't take it for granted. Right? The things that you don't have to worry about, the things that you don't have to stress about, the things that you actually still do have a lot of in around you. Right? So we went in and around being grateful today. Anything you want to just leave with the viewers before we close off?
Man, I think your question really just drew it out more. So I would just, again, encourage you guys, wherever you face, where there's life, there's still hope. And so if there's hope, you got much to be grateful for. Keep pressing in.
Indeed. All right. So, folks, that was Pastor J from Hope City. I'm Keegs, your host. We're closing off on the talk today. We dealt with being grateful. We're still going through our times here with COVID-19. So if it is, anyone who needs help, if you need help for yourself, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Hope City, right? And we will find out how it is we can assist you. Thanks again for viewing. Continue to view on Facebook and Instagram. Like, comment, and share the videos. And as we leave today, don't forget, come as you are. No perfect people allowed.
Nice, kids.